Now for Krista for a blind and then a pinch. And we got the rose, and then I think the forest. I think it's the forest, and then the shaman's dream. So we're going to go through these for the blind. And hopefully you'll get this. We're going to see what's going on. Thank you, Alicia. All right, we are going in these first. What's going on? We're getting something about the way you're seeing and what you're looking. Sometimes you're too expectant to wanting to see something in an expectant way that you're looking, and it's going to come through very differently. Sometimes we look for signs that we want them when our time is coming through on our time and our terms, and every once in a while they plan a different surprise for us. Healing is happening, and the rose thread is coming through. Let's see what else is coming through. On the healing is happening, it says, trust you're not broken, trust the process. It is safe to soften. And then the rose thread says the inner call, soul-led, the mystic, and living courageously. Part of this is when we are living the courageous kind of way, we have to trust for a while. We have to be patient for a while. Yeah. I told my sister, I was on the phone with her, and I said, I bet we'll all see signs of mom tomorrow. And it wasn't until late in the evening that I saw a sign from my mom, and I saw multiple. I'm like, okay, was this? And very specifically, it came through. So be patient with when the timing is right for you to be open to the signs. It's safe to soften. Be open, be ready, and allow for it to come in its own terms. Yeah. Okay, what else are we getting here? Wow. Okay, this is the Priestess of Light deck. It's not the Forest, but it's a Priestess of Light. This is abundance, and it says wealth and plenty. This is something where the blessings are happening and landing big time. Sacred gratitude, reverent appreciation, and prayer. This is also giving me a sense of centeredness that's calling forward, asking you to be very, very centered. Bring that forward. Not necessarily gratitude. You get the gratitude a lot because you have that, you carry that through, but it's centeredness. There's like a shift that needs to come in. The best I can give you is when you're tuning a piano or something, and you can tell that the sharp or the flat, you're somewhere between it, and it's like a semitone. It's not even halfway off. It's like a quarter off. There's something of dialing it in, aligning it. This is what's coming in. Healing the heart and self-love. And it feels like that's what you need to do, except for it feels like on the chakra level. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's that tuning or dialing in the, you can't dial in a piano, but dialing in the pitch exactly so. You're close. And this is saying healing the heart, power of self-love. This is what comes through big time. The gratitude is there. The self-love needs to be practiced, appreciated more. And the patience needs to come through. Yeah, and then it comes through and it almost like washes over. Like within moments last night when I was talking about my mom and looking for that, it was like minutes before midnight, a song that was very special to her and my grandpa, and then to her and I came through, and it was like I saw that it was actually on TikTok, and I hadn't seen it on TikTok before, and I had seen imagery. I asked a little bit about the cards, went to the cards, and the image of, I said, okay, Mom, if you want to send me a sign, show me a butterfly. And I had seen 2 butterflies earlier that day, and I thought, oh, they're just flying by, coincidence, whatever. So I went to the cards, and of course one popped up with a butterfly, and then I looked at another card, and one popped up with a tattered butterfly, which is, I have a tattoo that has the tattered butterfly wings. So really, really beautiful. This is the softening and allowing it to come through. So, and allowing the patience to be there. This is where the gratitude is, and then it comes in and takes you by surprise. The heart healing, the self-love, all of that comes in. Let's see what the Shaman's Dream Oracle has for you. Okay. Wow. All right. So we have Root Girl, the disowned self. Now this is interesting. After you've had, this is the self-love that needs to be there, and then the disowned self. This is talking a little bit about shadow side. This is talking about narratives that are old narratives that may not be true, but we bought into them, false narratives, that kind of thing. This one comes in above the card of abundance, and it also comes in where it says healing is happening. We've had healing coming through here a lot. This is the disowned self needs reclaimed, owned. The parts of us that are the parts we don't always love seeing. need owned and honored just as much as the parts that are the light and bright and shiny parts, because they help us become who we are as a whole. The initiation, the crossing is here. Very interesting. Letting your mind move through this portal here that you see right there. Letting your mind move through that is pretty tricky. You have chills. Good, good. You're understanding really, really well then. The portal here, just like I was wondering what the sign would be for my mom, and as soon as the request was there late in the evening, and when I was open, it came through. This is how information is wanting to come through. This feels very ancestral. This feels like it's coming through. And when we talk ancestral, some of us have had hard childhood. Some of us had difficult parents. So it's like, how can this be? Sometimes it goes back generations. Sometimes it goes back and over to an auntie, but it's there. It's there. And when I'm talking ancestral and I'm talking about spirits on the other side, there is a lot of variables, factors, and planned synchronicities to get us to where we are, to help us understand what's going on, to help us be in the space that we need to be at the divine time. This is what's coming through. The crossing, the divine timing to cross this bridge. And then the horned cactus. Now, this is interesting. Resourcefulness. And this is interesting because we got the rose deck here. And my grandmother had tons of cactuses. This reminds me of the grandmother. And it reminds me of how prickly you sometimes have to be. Sometimes we can't play it nice. Sometimes we need to be a little bit fierce. It's not that we can't practice kindness. We're all good at being kind. We all can do this. But sometimes we have to be fierce for our own behalf. This is saying resourcefulness. I'm also getting here that the resourcefulness is saying practice boundaries with your focus. Practice focus, practice boundaries, practice boundaries, practice focus. Again and again. This is what brings more resources to you, less of the diffuse or scattered or diluted resources. Marshal your energies. You totally understand that. Yeah, you would need to focus to cross this bridge. You would need to be fiercely focused on what it is that's important to you. Let's get one more from the grandmothers here or from the rose deck. The crowning. Oh my gosh. Initiation, thresholds, rebirth, a seat at the table. Yes. Look at this. You got initiation here and a seat at the table. You are worthy to be sitting at the table. You are worthy of the gifts that you have, and you need to be confident in sharing them. Don't doubt yourself. Move forward. You share in a way that is really, really good. And just like yesterday when I saw those two butterflies, yeah, coincidence. Sometimes we tend to dismiss, or we get imposter syndrome, or like just a little bit of our insecurities or self-doubt comes through. And it can get us on any given day that ends with a Y, right? Any day ending in day. But yeah, this is what's coming through. Huge, 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 huge. There's a level of connection that you have with the divine that wants to come through. Give me a second. I'm getting, sweet daughter, it's okay to understand your gift, to share your gift, to show the world what it is that's in your heart, to speak your truth is okay. Sweet daughter, go forward as one of us. This is how you move forward in the sisterhood, sharing, welcoming the divine feminine, allowing some of this to flow through, allowing the gifts and blessings to be present and lifted. You do the service of lifting your sisters by speaking your truth, allowing it through, and allowing more vulnerability through. Speak your truth, honor this. That's what I'm getting. That's what's coming through. Holy cow. That's what's coming through. They really want you to continue sharing your voice, lifting each other up in some way. Whatever you're doing that's speaking your truth needs to be continued to be honored. This is huge for you. That's what I've got. That feels complete on that. So yay. We're gonna go to the charms. Yeah. And this is the Shaman's Dream cards. This is, I think, the Priestesses of Light. And this, I think, is Rebecca Campbell's The Rose deck or something like that. I think that's the right titles. But you guys can look later and grab them if you want to grab them. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous decks. And you just never know how they're going to come through. Totally confirmed so many things. Oh, good. Yeah, there's... just like you would see fabric flowing, there's a very flowy energy that comes near. How to explain? Yeah, it's like somebody has got your priestess robes ready for you to step into is what I'm getting. So it's really, really step into the robes. Honor the mantle that's been passed to you. Mantle as in like it's a scarf or a mantle. Honor the mantle. So yeah. Or allow. You honor it anyway. Allow allow it. Okay, that's what I've got for that. Now we're going to go to the charms and see what's going on here. And the charms are always fun and sometimes a little bit more light. That makes sense? Good, good. Glad it does. Glad. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the charms here. This is getting way heavy, guys. It's super heavy today. Okay, flip this down so the charms can be there. Flip this down so you can see. Something fell. Oh, hang on. If I can get it. It's the one that is the flow. You guys have seen this one come up before. It's that one that represents flow to me. It's like that old earring, but it's like the river of flow. Okay, now hang on. Let me... That's right. Okay, see what we got here. Holy smokes, it's going like this. Also indicating when it goes like this, it doesn't feel so much backwards, but it feels like in some regards you're flowing upstream. We've got the dinosaur and the bat here. This was indicate times that have gone by long a time ago, and this is also a reaching. Also, again, throat chakras coming through. What's coming through on this dinosaur isn't just that time passed historically, but also the length of the neck, the truth, the accent on the neck. The bat being very, very nocturnal coming through. It's time for flight. It's time for flight. Coming through here. Heart chakra needs magnified. Wow. Yeah. This is the other side saying heart chakra needs magnified. Third eye is opening. Present it. Allow it to come forward. It's magic. This is something that's coming through this big for you. Allowing what is in here to come through and be expressed through here. So allowing what's in the heart to be expressed through the throat. Huge. That's part of the flow that helps you move forward. And then you have the announcement. And this is the rabbit from Alice. I don't know if you can see it well enough, but it's the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. Very, it's got the little trumpet and it's the herald. Like the courts used to have the heralds and the messengers, and they would play their little thing and bring forth the message. You are one of the messengers that's supposed to be here as part of your calling to bring the message forward, to hold the light, hold the line, hold the light, bring the message, continue to bring the message, continue to stand in truth, make announcements, make things heard. Stars, this is again referencing the night here, referencing the night, referencing the bigger, broader perspective. When we're talking about stars and planets and space and all of that, we're talking about this. This is very, very bigger than just Earth School. Earth School is plenty hard. It's really challenging. But bigger than Earth School, you're here, and stay connected with what is the lineage, what is those that have gone before a long time ago. Really important for you. Then we have here, this is the Felix bird on the branch. This is the one that looks back and forth. More than that, there's the wisdom. Again, the nocturnal is coming through. This is something, it feels, to me, it feels very much like at night, your mind is going to be alive. So this is like you might end your day, and then it's bookend your day if you can. But at the end of your day, it feels like after 10 o'clock, you finally let all the chores be done, everything happen, a sigh of relief comes through, and your mind begins bing. If you have a pen and paper, write things down. Just write it down in a casual way. It doesn't have to be work. Just write it down in a casual way. Let it through. It'll help put things to rest, to bed, so to speak. But let the creativity, whatever it is, flow and put it, boom. Your mind definitely starts going at night. Yeah. It seems like that's where you get a little bit of creative inspiration, and you can carry it through. If you write it down and you don't want to lose it, just write it down in the simplest, quick way. Don't make it a big, heavy deal. It's not meant to be that. It's meant to like be a recalibration. Yeah, a winding of a watch is what I'm getting. You know the old-fashioned watches before they were digital, and they would wind them. You'd see people winding their watch. It was so it would keep time accordingly. It wasn't a huge, big thing to do, but it's a winding of a watch. Yeah. In the grandfather clocks, they would have where those pendulums would go back and forth, and you would have a key that would go up in there and somehow wind it. This is what it is. It's a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of easy maintenance that helps things stay in alignment for you to let this happen. Okay, back down to the charms. Okay, so we have this one. Now we're going out to the hanger. It's sideways. There's something double hanged. What are you carrying? There's something that's double hanged, and it's something you're carrying. This feels like a lesson that you're carrying, not just for you, but for someone else. Now, I don't know if this is someone else. I'm going to have to get in the cards because I'm curious and I'm nosy. I don't know if this is a descendant that you're carrying some of this lesson for, or you're making breakthroughs for, or if this is further back in time. Where are we going? Hang on. I need to go to a specific deck. Just give me a second to find it. Okay. I want to know a little bit. This is something that you're carrying. This is for future, for descendants, for those yet to come. And descendants aren't always directly our descendants. It's sometimes if it's soul family, like our best friends kids, sometimes are also influenced by this. So the generations yet to come. But this feels like the word descendants is coming through, and it feels like a double lesson, like when you crack an egg and get a double yolk. Cycle broken, chain breaker. Yeah. Decisions that need to be made, Two of Swords, and there's two people shown here. One is very much like the other, but the emotion needs to be connected into in order to break the cycle, in order to move forward. There's two swords. It's like there's a sword for each of you there. What else is coming through? It feels like there's been a void, a hollow and emptiness that needs to be understood in order to either heal or be filled again. This is what I'm getting. The Three of Pentacles, cooperation coming through. Well, no wonder. Okay. This is the deck I wanted. It went back in time. This one takes me back historically. It seems to go back, but we're talking about descendants. It feels like that very much you're getting the double yoke, the double lesson, because you're acting in some regard as bridge. This is why. Horse comes through here. Rider, messenger. If you're talking Lenormand cards, the horse is the rider, the messenger, bringing the message. You have the messenger here, you have the horse here. You're meant to carry this with a little bit more swiftness than the generations before. The generations before wouldn't have gotten the horse and rider. They would have gotten somebody walking. You're meant to be doing this in a way that is a little bit more quick. You're getting into the flow. You're observing things. You're communicating clearly. How you set down tracks, how you make tracks is very much showing me pioneer crossing, wagon tracks, wagon trails, and how they would bring ruts in. Like if you go to, I think it's the pioneer trail, I don't remember what it's called, but if you go to certain trails, you can see the wagon ruts that are still there to this day of some of the pioneers that traveled and crossed over the plains and all of that. And it feels like what you're doing is laying those in. This is the time to be laying those in, laying in the tracks that you set about sharing your spiritual gifts will empower those that are to come to share those in a way that is different, but same. Very much different, but same. So this is coming through. There's a cooperative effort in bringing this forth. This is an important time for you. This is part of the reason that you're trying to, again, yes, it's reminding me of that card, crossing the bridge of initiation, that we just saw a little bit ago. Yeah, it is laying that bridge work down so they can cross. Yeah, there's something you're bridging that's generational. That's what I've got. Anything else? No, that's complete. Just stay in the flow as much as you can. Honor the flow as much as you can. Don't get too overthinking about it, because that will be in your way. Just stay in the flow as much as you can, and you'll be on the right track. That's what I got. Wow. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I don't know what that's all about, but that's what came through. Holy cow. I love that. So that's what we got. Woohoo. Yeah. Kind of wild, but yeah. You are so welcome, honey. That was just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, and I'm not sure if anybody else is on the list or what's going on with that, but we can take a check. Let me get a water. The list is clear? Okay, we'll do a collective in a minute. Mystic Soul, okay. This one is called the Soulless Tarot, and I never felt that way about it. It takes you to a little bit more deep type of energy. It's the soulless, and I don't think it's soulless. I think it just brings up a little bit more of what we sometimes consider as murky. It's not as light and fluffy as just a fairy tarot or something like that. So yeah, that's what I got. Okay, the Mystic Tarot is the one. This one's a little bit more light and fluffy, but we're going to do the collective with this one. See what's going on. What do we need to know? Okay. What's coming through right now is it needs to be easy. It's taking one step at a time. Keep it easy. Keep it easy. Just one little step at a time. And it's like, this is what's coming through. Just one step. It's baby step, a baby step, a baby step. This is the way that we move forward. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by all the things we want to fix, all the things we want to heal. We can't do it all at once. We're being asked to remember to do it in baby steps. When we see our children or when we see little kids learning to walk, we aren't upset that they aren't clear across the room. We aren't upset if they take a step or two and then fall and then get up again. We aren't upset with this. They're learning to walk. This is what we're doing. This is a choice that we've made to move forward. We want to go this fast, this fast, this fast. We want to go recklessly forward, but we need to remember to do it in the baby steps. There's some kind of transformation of what? Of tradition. Death and rebirth of tradition, going back to when, yes, to when the church was not at odds with the pagans. There was a time, yes, okay. I'm getting a reference to the Celtic cross that we often see in tarot. The Celtic cross, where it has the cross and then the circle around it. It was the religion and the pagans and the Christians working together. So no matter your religion, doesn't matter. The spirituality, the coming to your own soul, the coming to your own heart, it's going to bring forth some of the traditions that have been forgotten, bypassed, moved strangely, distorted. There is a return to actually the heart of the matter, a return to the spirit of the law. Knight of Wands wants to come through. Kicking ass and taking names. Ace of Wands, new start. Three of Wands. Some people have been patiently waiting for this to come in. This is huge. Patiently waiting for something to come in. Look at this. This one's kicking ass and taking names. But if you ever saw, all right, Karate Kid, you know that there was patience that was needed to learn. You know that there's lessons that we learn over and over and over, and we don't know why. And it's so we can do what we do in a fierce way when the time is that we are called upon to do so. This is some kind of new start, new inspiring start, and it's coming, it's coming. A little bit of patience required, but it's coming, it's coming. There's something, guys, that is shifting. So if we just patiently treat this like we're learning our lessons and doing our practices, it will serve us really, really well. Be patient with what we can get done in a day. Keep it in a day, because to go and try and solve everything all at once isn't going to serve us. No, we have to slow it down. So tricky to do. And then we have to do what we can do in this day and be in the present moment more and more and more, embodying what is the present. That's important for us. That's what I've got for the collective. Okay. So Kim sent for a blind in a pinch. Okay, Kim. For a blind in a pinch for Kim. All right. What are we into over here? Okay. Nope. Oh no, I don't know what I'm getting into. I don't know what I'm getting into here. Okay, all right. I never know what I'm getting into here. So we'll see what's going on. All right. So for Kim, the blind, let's see what's going on. So, like, this is why I'm like, oh no. Okay, the blind and the pinch for Kim. So let's see what's going on. Stop. No. I thought you were saying that Kim was getting a blind and a pinch. We're doing a blind for Kim just because we are, I guess, then, because that's what I read. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going. So it was for Alicia. Well, if Alicia is paid, then Kim, I'm going to have to wait. I'll put your cards to the side if you want. Is Alicia in the house right now? Let me see. And I'm going to put these in order over here. We'll do Alicia's first. Kim can have hers first? Okay. That's what we'll do. And then we'll do Alicia's. So we're going to go to the blind for Kim. This was the order they came. This is the order they came. So this is what we're doing. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. See what's going on. Yeah, I thought that was unusual because And that's my mistake. But usually I'm not reading for Kim. But let's see what's going on. Okay. Okay. And then we'll get 2 more over here. We're getting something in that's coming to do with like a bird in flight is what I'm getting. This is be aware of the birds around wherever your home is. Be aware of the birds around. I don't know why that is, but I'm showing you the shape down here. And what's coming in for me is bird. Whoa! Bird. It's coming in as bird. Don't know why. So it says keep swimming when you're getting there. It just takes time. You're in the flow. It just takes time to arrive. Then to write or express yourself in words opens new doors. Say what's on your mind. For you, it's not just say what's on your mind. I'm getting something about sketching, something about the way you create, the way you would conceive of something that you want to create in your mind. If you even draw it in stick figure type fashion on a page, it helps whatever the project is that you're planning. This is something that helps give you key information as you're doing, helps the tumblers loosen up. So say you're drawing something that you want to do for your creative project, whether it's quilting or whatever. You're drawing a layout, or you're drawing something about this. Maybe you want flowers and a bird and I don't know, some kind of tree house or something. If you sketch it out on paper, in your planning, it's going to help. So that will be really good. And then the gathering. Kim, you're going to have to listen to this later because this is for you. Gathering strength, finding wisdom and community and purpose. Spirit of the forest says connection with peace and nature to find quiet. Again, I'm getting bird. Woodland harmony. Find comfort and care in nurturing relationships. This is huge for you. There's also coming in a circle of people. Just 1 second. This is a circle of people. It's like you would find fairy rings in the forest. You would find groups of people in the forest. There are circles of people around you more often than you realize, particularly when you're out in nature. You feel that support. You feel the strength of that. Yeah, that's what's coming in. Now over here, the skull and skin. Warning, danger, protection, change, transition, rebellion, and wisdom. And skin, boundaries and distinction, empathy, fragility, shedding, and growth. The structure beneath something. There's something that if you change the structure of what you're doing, and I'm getting rhythm and routine, if you change a little bit of that, could be super helpful for you. Super helpful. I want to see this again. Has to do with changing the vision, has to do with changing how you're seeing something that you're doing, and also has to do with this. Whatever this is that you're mapping out, you're doodling, or putting in the sketchbook. That's important. Anything else for this blind? Again, the bird. Bird is the word. I don't know what that's about, but that's what's coming through. Bird is the word. Be clear in your communication. This is important for you. That feels complete. That's what I got. Okay, and I don't know the names of these other than this one is the Enchanted Forest Oracle cards. I don't remember the names of these others, but that's what I got. All right. So, okay, Alicia has 2. Okay, great. Thank you for your patience on that, Alicia. Yeah, sometimes I do get out of order and it's like, okay, all right, we'll just go with it. But we will go with it. Let me get a little water and we will see what we've got for Alicia. And on hers, we are doing... You've not worked on your quilts in almost a year. Yeah. When you go back and if you go back and listen to this, it's talking about sketching and being on the sketch pad. Okay. You're here? Okay, Alicia. Okay. I saw your message that a phone call was for Kim's or yours, and now that it's going by, but you're here. So, okay. What's that? Just 1 second, sweetie. I'm trying to find the ones that feel right for you. All right. Okay, so we've got the Mystic Shaman here, Sandra Ann's Energy Oracle here, and then I forget the name of this one. I forget the name. A beautiful Oracle deck here. So this is what we've got for Alicia for the blind. Let me take a look at what's going on. Small piece of the chaos, what your life has been like for the past few days. All right. Yeah. If things are totally in chaos and it's a cacophony of sound, sometimes it is an acceleration of things that need to be speedily moved, which is kind of challenging, but that's what it feels like. Things that need to be speedily moved. Okay. I'm getting something that's like a time signature, and it feels like a cadence. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not a 4/4 timing, or I don't know what kind of timing of the musical signature, but it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the, if you get the rhythm, it's not going to feel so much like so much is coming at you when you realize that there's a rhythm to what's going on. Yeah, I don't know, but it's coming through. 1, 2, 3. Timing is in the wind. Oh my gosh. Taming the wind is what it says, but timing is in the wind. Taming the wind. The jaguar here, jaguar, and the child. There is something that won't let me go on this timing thing. If all the wind is blowing at you really, really fast and you can't even pay attention to which direction the wind is blowing because it's just taking your breath away, you need to slow down, sit. Slow down, sit. I'm getting, yes, okay. All this wind is overwhelming to this child out in the storm almost. The storm isn't here, but the wind is. The child needs to sit, almost like you sit Indian style or crisscross applesauce, they call it, whatever. You need to sit. The jaguar is stealthy, knows when to lay low before moving forward. And moving with purpose. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How are you supposed to move through this wind that's blowing at you? How are you supposed to move through this if you can't even catch with the rhythm? And it takes a little bit of doing. Yeah, just like if you were to learn to dance or whatever. Or piano lessons, yeah. The metronomes that go on the piano lessons, yeah. But it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is something that's coming through. And it wants to come in. Once you catch this rhythm, you know how to predict a little bit better. This is the thing. Right now, it feels like a lot's coming at you because it's not predictable, or you're trying to control something instead of be in the flow with the timing. That's what's coming through. Let's see what else is coming through for you. Now, these ones I wrote all over the back of some of these cards, and I'll do that to my tools periodically. And I'll do it if the book reference is something that I want to remember down the track. So if you ever see cards like this that are written on, this is my personal notes, my personal takes on them at the time. And if I feel compelled to do that, I'll do that. Let's just pull 3. Pull 3. Why 3? Because of the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Letting go. It's the energy of letting go, the energy of joyous fun. Again, like the child. And taking steps, intentional steps. Now this one I've written all over. It says, identify specific tasks to move forward. Which direction do you want to go? And this one doesn't have any words on there. I wrote them on here, and then I'm sure I took to the back. Yeah. This one I wrote, whoa. Happiness every day, lighthearted friendship and fun. Choose to boost your happy attitude. Each day is yours to create new adventures on the way. Yay. And then this one, letting go. This is releasing attachment. Free yourself from old dependence, self-sabotaging, and critical patterns. Become unencumbered. These are the energies coming in on this. I'm going to flip this down so the cards will be there for when you look at this later. And then what's with these? And I don't know why I needed these. These felt like they were a little bit on the frou-frou side, the pretty frou-frou side. So these are a little bit of a different feel, and there's a snugness to them. These are more snug, more central, already owned. It's not something you have to strive to claim. It's not something that's external of yourself. It's already owned. What's with that? Okay. This says, never a crowd on the leading edge. Honor those who honor you. This is something about boundaries. This one is solo. This one is going on their own way, letting go of some. Never a crowd on the leading edge. Whatever you're doing that is for you, that moves you forward, not everyone's going to want to come along for the fun. Not everyone's going to be along for the ride on this one. This is you going independent, you being on the leading edge, you going forward, setting boundaries, being clear. You hold the key to an awakened life. This is saying set yourself free. This is honor those who honor you, set yourself free. Have fun taming the wind, understanding yes, the yes and the no, understanding who you allow in, understanding how you get your resources together, understand how you can hold this. If you're taming the wind and you understand sailing, then you're catching that wind for the sailboat. If you're taming the wind and you're doing it like a windmill, then you're generating something because of this wind, because of this new knowledge, this air coming in, the new knowledge of where you set boundaries, of when you say no, of when you hold on to something and when you move forward. This is huge. You hold the key to the awakened life. And then this one is saying, make the grade with the flying colors. Remember, you signed up for this. Remember, you signed up for this. And this is saying, taking steps with intention. What if the very thing that challenges you, the very thing that sometimes vexes you, the very thing that pisses you off and makes you feel overwhelmed was part of the excitement? Like, nobody gets on the roller coaster ride because they want to throw up. They want to go on and they want to have the thrill of the up-down roller coaster ride. But throwing up sometimes happens, right? That's kind of a little bit of a nasty metaphor, but it's the truth. Sometimes things get so exciting and so overwhelming. It's like, there's no way. This is too much. It's making me sick. I can't handle this. Too much. I'm not saying too much. It's just too damn much. When we sign up for the ride, whether it's the roller coaster ride or just Earth School Generals, we sign up and we're excited and we're ready to go on this and do this adventure. It's huge important for us. You already owned some of these challenges that are coming through as vexations. What else in the center of this? Well, that wants out. This says me time, enjoying your own company. Yeah, you need to set a little bit of boundaries to recalibrate and get your rhythm back, to understand how to get in flow, the me time. This is very, very declaring solar energy, very, very declaring how you take steps in and move forward. And this is what's important for you to do right now. Not just hold your own boundaries, but really, really declare them and hold them strongly and realize that there is purpose in what this is. There is learning for you in declaring and reclaiming and in claiming again and remembering who you are, what you wanted, and that you matter and how important that is. Super huge. Super huge. When the child comes through and they demand something, whether they're demanding cookies or demanding their bottle or demanding to go play with their friend down the street, when they come in and they demand, they aren't going to think that they're going to hear no. They know what they need and they go after it. And this is something we sometimes forget. But this is, yeah, you need the me time. You need to honor this part of yourself. Honor the part that allows you to have fun, that doesn't overtax you and doesn't freak you out. So sometimes we get anxiety in place of excitement, and we get in our head a lot and we get lost in worrying or stress or whatever. Try and shift that into excitement in doing things for yourself. Been trying to do that lots of the past week. Good friends are falling away. You're outgrowing certain things, certain conditions, certain places and people. And that's okay. You grow into something else. The version of you that was meant to be back in the past needs to be left there. The version of you that is in the now needs honored. And some people will stay in the past and be like good memories, good friends, whatever. And maybe they'll cross paths with you again. Others will kind of drift off and maybe you won't meet up again. But they were there at the right time. This is something that unfolds. If a kid outgrows their shoes, you don't make them wear the shoes that are too small for the whole next school year. No. If you've grown beyond something, you've grown beyond it. It doesn't make it easy because sometimes it's a little bit lonely to be on your own learning different things. But yeah, if you've outgrown it, you've outgrown it. Trying to remind yourself it's a space for greater things, more understanding friends. Yeah, and different friends that are different thinkers than the friends you had before. And it's not that the friends that you had before were wrong friends. It's just their curriculum was a little different. Say you sign up for a pottery class in school and not all your friends want to learn pottery. It's not like no harm, no foul. If they want to do something like, I don't know, wood shop or auto shop, you're not mad at them for wanting to do that. It's like, okay, but I want the pottery class. That's okay. You'll meet people that like the pottery class. This is just, we grow and expand. We don't just stay stagnant. So we will outgrow our friends. We will outgrow our contemporaries and our peers sometimes. And sometimes we get feeling bad about that. And we shouldn't. The curriculum is here. Their curriculum is here too. They're on their path. So it's not one is better than the other or one is superior. Or, no. No, everybody is equally important as the next everybody. Okay. Alicia's pinch. Let's see what's going on with this. Okay, we can't go into the pinch yet. Just one second. I'm getting the image of the centipede, and I'm getting the reference to James and the Giant Peach and the centipede and all of the shoes. Okay. All right, you're getting it. I don't get to I would like to ignore this nudge, but I don't get to ignore this nudge. So, the James and the Giant Peach centipede, that is actually a play that we did in one of the high schools that I attended, and I was the centipede. And I remember that I got a bunch of shoes and like tied tennis shoes in knots. And I was in a certain part of the stage untying these knots. And I don't know why I threw it in there, but apparently people loved it. And it's these centipedes and the reference to the shoes that don't fit and the things like this. You're just untangling something. You're just untangling a thing. And the centipede, there's lots of shoes that you're going to grow into. Lots of shoes, lots of roles, lots of friends, lots of different things you play. The role that you're cast in, would I have rather have been one of the aunties in that play? Absolutely. Instead of the centipede? Absolutely. But I was the centipede and I did a hell of a job. So it's like, okay, the role that you're supposed to play isn't always going to look like what you thought it was going to be. You're going to be in different shoes, in different roles, and it's going to fit differently. All right, we can go into the charm frame. Good Lord, okay. The things that you think, well, why did I need to know? I have no idea. But show and tell and share and tell, that's how it gets sometimes. Okay, and those were easily a pinch. And there's grandiosity and flight coming in with this just a, whoo, and away we go. Yeah, that's how it feels like. So, okay. No, it makes total sense. Good. Glad it makes sense for you. Okay, we're down in the charms. I haven't even seen what's fallen. Oh my good Lord, there's a lot. Holy kaboli. No wonder you feel like a lot's coming at you. Wow. And the one that's kicking up here, we have the star on the moon and then the flow, the river and flow card, or the card, charm. Okay, how you find your own flow, how you find your place. This is you finding your place in the universe. Huge. Okay, we're getting what's prescriptive for you is to break something down to the bones, not just to eat the fish, but to break it down to the bones, to understand things. Sometimes understanding something helps, and you might not understand all the changes. Sometimes you have to let go of needing to understand and have the prescriptive anyway and go forward and trust that the understanding will come in later. We've got the monkey here coming in. Okay, all right, just one second. I had that in my hand earlier today. So the monkey is coming in and I'm going to get the Trickster's Tarot. One second. Why I would need to get this, I don't know, but... Okay. Trickster's Tarot is coming in. There's so much... We have the Trickster and the monkey on top. This is the Trickster's Tarot. I just moved it out of, it was crowding this one deck and I moved it out of the other and I thought, that's interesting. I haven't had this in a while. This is what we got here. Oh my gosh. Monkey see, monkey do, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is, you are learning something. There's agility and there, I don't know why the monkey is coming through so strong for you, but it is. There's something about learning and something about learning to do a trick that is really quite good. The playfulness that needs to be resumed. Holy cow. You can't make this up. No, you can't. This is coming through. You are learning monkey see, monkey do. And we've seen the see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil, all of that. It's not those three monkeys. It's you learning a trick, you learning to do something. And this is also learning a little bit of magic along the way, learning how to do something instead of just feel like somebody else is controlling the organ grinder. Yeah. We've got the long neck coming through here and the key. Something about the key to the past going through here. Now, what do we have here? Just one second. I've got to see this one more clearly. The mermaid. Hopefully you can see this. It's the mermaid. So that's what it is. The mermaid, the key to the past here. There's something going on. This is way past. We're going long ago, the key to the past. Key to the roots. This tree is family tree coming in, and how many monkeys are on the tree. How many times you've been in the branches and talking. How many times you've been in the branches and talking to. Okay, this is what's coming through. You've been talking to your ancestors, not from this point of life, but when your ancestors were on the planet, you would be whispering to them. You would be telling them things. Hey, 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 hey. And you'd be lighting up synchronicities for them. This is like our ancestors and our descendants can both be involved in how this plays out and lining up things for synchronicities. This is what it feels like. There's trickster stuff, and there is a lot of monkeys in the tree. A lot of them playing. Very, very excited for what's going on with this. I don't know what that's about. Okay, back down. Watch out for the thief in the tree. Also, it feels like that this mouse, and in Lenormand, this is sometimes the thief or the mouse. If you're discouraged by something that's going on, or if you're hypercritical of what's going on, it robs you, so don't let it rob you. Every family tree is a little bit nutty. Every family tree has its own brand of crazy, its own brand of tricksters, its own brand of assets and liabilities. This is the playfulness that needs to be there, the inherited genius that needs to come through. The way to collaborate needs to come through. Don't know what that's about, but that's what's coming through. It's coming through like waterfall energy. If you think you could slice a waterfall, you'd be mistaken. So if you imagine somebody try to portion off a waterfall and slice a waterfall, they really couldn't, because as soon as they penetrated the water and cut through it, the water would still keep flowing and flowing and flowing. You can't slice a waterfall. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's what's coming through. The flowers are coming through here, and this one, it's Pegasus. So many things on the tree for you. Okay, we've got the Pegasus, the flower, and the spider. We're talking about the ancestry in the tree. We're also talking about time shifting as far as where we go in and out of each other's lives. How this is relative to the family tree and the ancestors and the not just the family, but the social groups also. They're interwoven in a way that we can't see. So we might just feel changes of seasons and think in linear terms. The key for it is to not think in a linear term. The key for it is to think about something else coming in, being woven through. Your ancestors literally founded Salem. It's in your genealogy book. Yeah. Trust whatever is going on in the roots of that tree, but also trust the weaving that's being done. And don't doubt that you have been in on it before you were born. You were in on setting up some of the synchronicities and the meaningfulness that's coming through. There is magic that's coming through. There's something about flight. There's something about flight that has to come through in order for you to move forward. You are very, very wide-eyed, and you're heralding something new. We've got this again. We've got the herald coming through, the Alice in Wonderland herald, the butterfly coming through here. It is as if they I don't know. They made a special cocoon for you to be in, and it feels like that cocoon is an envelope of time that you were popped into. The spirit dived into, you dived into for this particular time. You also have Alice herself coming up. Look here. So here you have the spider. Here's the butterfly here, the wide-eyed and doe-eyed. Here's the herald from Alice in Wonderland. There's Alice herself, who has this upside-down wisdom. This comes through very much upside-down wisdom coming through there. And what's here? Oh my gosh, the Cheshire Cat. And then the music that comes through. There is something very harmonious going on with all of this craziness that's coming at you fast, 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 fast. Once you feel that rhythm that we mentioned before, it's coming through, you'll understand how to go branch to branch. You'll understand how it zigs and zags. Yeah. Slowing down the pinball machine is what I'm getting here. Now this is a little bit interesting. Slowing down the pinball machine so it doesn't feel like bing, 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 bing. You know how it goes. Somebody that's like a pinball expert at the game, they know how to hit the ball when they used to hit the ball, they would know exactly where it would go and what bumpers it would hit. It feels like you knew this before. Now that you're in 3D, now you're in human experience on Earth School, it feels a little frantic, but you know this. Trust yourself on this. What else we got here coming through the tricksters? It's too many. Okay, we're getting the Four of Swords asking you to rest. We're getting the Seven of Coins. This is the fruits of labor coming in. Big time, big time, big time. And then the Three of Coins. This is working together in harmony. There is something that's coming through that wants to harmonize and support and benefactor you. Yeah, this is three monkeys. It's not the... It's three of your ancestors, three of your people coming in. Strong, strong. Twisted tails are coming in now. Give me a second. The twisted tails here are coming in. The story that you got backwards needs unraveled again. Sometimes we think only linear in our family tree. Sometimes we have played with the family members and family components in different lifetimes. They have been peers of ours. Other times they might come through as a different role and relation. Yes. Yeah. It's like somebody that might be a close friend in this life may have been a sister in a different life. And so this is why they are intermingled, commingled, coming together. The bones and the structure aren't as important. The understanding isn't as important for you right now as going with the flow, being able to flow it. To unravel, you need to shake things loose, not tighten things up. Yeah, the prescription is saying maybe playfulness, playfulness, playfulness. And it helps untangle, helps unravel. Sometimes if you have yarn, and I love to knit, and I love yarn, right? Sometimes you have to shake it and you can see it loosen up. This is what it is. It feels like things need to loosen up in order to be reclaimed, in order for this reference to come through again. Anything else she needs to know? I want to know why the mermaid is in the middle here. Like if we look at the charms, the mermaid is in the middle. And I think the reason why is because she breaches two worlds. And this is something that you'll want to investigate later. But right now, the Alice comes through a little bit stronger. The Alice, the cat, the Herald, all of this comes through a little stronger. Reference this kind of stuff a little bit later this year. Don't worry. Don't be so caught. But this is one that you can go down the rabbit hole, so to speak, a little later. And you'll understand more of your ancestry connected with this. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had connections with mermaids. You've always been drawn to mermaids since you were a little girl. Yeah, I would say in August, take another look at that. And I don't know why I'm getting that, but that is what I'm getting. So that's what I've got. Holy cow, that's complete. Wow, that was a biggie. That was a biggie. But that's what I got. Holy smokes. Yeah. Yeah, that was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm putting these away. And that trickster and the monkey, my goodness. That's just insane. Yeah, it always surprises me, the cards. And it's like, why would I go to that? You guys, I've had this for a long time and not gone to it. Like, okay, that's how it goes. You are so, so welcome. Okay. All right. So I don't know if the list is clear or not. How are we doing, Kim? You're so, so welcome. Yeah. Tammy for a full. Okay. Tammy, if you have a specific question, will you post it in the chat and I will look and see if it's come through here. I see the payments come through, but I don't see any question there. So if you have a specific question, great. If not, then we'll just do a general. Okay, got it. 1 second. Yeah, okay. All right, we're going into the Raphaelite Tarot. Now let's take a look what's going on for Tammy. We're getting this kind of shape for the spread. So as you see me lay the cards, we're going to lay them this way. And what's going to be happening is past. Over this is future. Right here is most prevalent in the now. So we're going to see what's going on with that, okay? hopefully you can see this. I'm going to flip this down, so I won't be reading my phone. I'm just going to be lost in the cards. There's a little bit of give and take, and it feels like over-giving here. There's somebody that has been tangled to the point of enmeshment coming up. This feels like now that the give and take feels like it was a little lopsided, a little bit of confusion, smoke and mirrors. There's no nice way to say this, so I'm not going to try and be nice about it. It feels like, in some regards, you're feeling like you've got the gyp or somebody played you, is what it feels like. Now, these cards don't always mean this in this combination, but in this combination, feels like the give and take you gave, you ended up feeling like you were waiting for the crumbs. Regarding somebody that you are entangled with, you've chosen to be really close. This is a lover's card. It's not always a lover's, but it is close relationship. Smoke and mirrors were played. I don't know why this is. I don't know what's going on with this. There's a joyful celebration from separating. It feels like you're leaving whatever this entangled mesh was here. You leaving that actually serves you really well. It feels like people helped celebrate, helped you get moving past and beyond this, ready to move you forward in a way beyond that relationship. Yeah. I'm getting the song, and it's you're no good, baby, he's no good. It feels like a relationship that was detrimental to you. This is something that you separated out of. This is past. Now moving forward. We see the Two of Cups coming in, the partnering coming in really strong. And then here, gorgeous energy. Now, forgive the Sharpie clothes. I had to put Sharpie couture on this beautiful art. But this is the Knight of Swords coming in. The truth, having huge integrity and writing for yourself. The completion of a lesson moving forward. And then here, this one's going through so slowly. What's going on? This Knight of Swords is actually coming in as Justice, and this Knight of Swords is coming in as Knight of Swords. Something about balancing the scales when you were the giver, and it was uneven. It's coming in more balanced now. I want to do some snooping in here. So we're going to break out the second deck. I'm going to flip this down. We're going to see what's going on underneath all of this. This feels like a big arc. If you were reading a book, it would be the whole arc of the certain story or a certain chunk. Sometimes we'll see books that are divided into the first half and the second, or 3-part of the story, like a trilogy. It feels like story arc that's that big. Okay, we're flipping down to the cards again. Going flipping down. So you say that's past. This past makes sense. This is what you're going. Yeah, it feels like trilogy. Let's see what's going on here. I want to leap forward and through. So what's going on under here? Forward and through. Again, I'm getting another arc of time. It's like this V that I showed you. Imagine doing another one and then another one. Oh, or think of like a rainbow with each of the colors underneath the rainbow and the arcing, and they're following the same kind of pattern. The arc is moving forward. Okay. It's a little tighter, a little bit more refined, a little more dialed in. The lessons that I've learned here are a little bit more dialed in. Now what do we got going on? I wanted to see what's crossing through the Justice. Look at this. Look at this. So many of the scales in this deck. These scales balancing. Love seeing this. Love it. This is gorgeous. And for me, there's something third eye coming in a lot stronger than the scales. There's something you've seen, a lesson in discernment. You see the scales here. You see the Justice scales here. You see them here, and you even see them here. Look at this. Holy moly. Sorry, let me cover this one up because I didn't Sharpie this one. It's the same card. It's the same. I'm going to show you real quick. Same. Same card. This is why I like doing this in duplicate. There's something about the scales that are needing to be balanced is coming in a big way. And these scales in the third eye and the way you're discerning is huge for you. Huge. The gift is coming in big. I don't want to get in trouble on this channel. But here we go. The scales coming in. What is this discernment gift? This is the Ace of Coins coming in. A big reward for you to have learned this lesson. Okay. This one. All right. Okay. This one has too much nakey, but I'm going to show this. The partners here and the armor here. This is reading more oracle than I would usually have it read. Moving past this point of partnership where you were raw, vulnerable, like skyclad is what I will say. And now you've armored up, armored up, armored up. And I am getting this, and I don't always get this when I see armor on things. So I see armor on a lot of the cards a lot of the time. But this is the warrior is a child coming through. The warrior is a child. The warrior is a child. You've had to battle, battle, battle. You've done some stuff with your self-development and self-growth that has been really difficult. So now you've got armor on, a little bit overprotective and a little bit less vulnerable. It's not always wrong to be vulnerable. Sometimes showing the vulnerability is great. I don't think you would be vulnerable and naive in the same way that you were in the past because you've learned discernment. The scales are in here too heavy. You've learned balance in here too much. So you've grown. You won't be that naive again, particularly when it comes to partnering. Let's see what's going on as we go back down this way. Yeah. Okay. Lots of swords and scales in here, and we're getting it again. Queen of Swords, she's the one that is sometimes viewed as a little bit harsh or a little bit brutal, but she says, cut the crap. She moves forward, suffers no fools. She knows what she's talking about. And she's like passionate about truth, passionate about what's going on, but keeps a calm, cool exterior. Very matter of fact sometimes, but dead on right. This is what's going on. And then here, this Four of Wands. There's synchronicity coming through. I'm covering a little bit of this. I need to Sharpie this other deck, apparently. But there's synchronicity coming through here. You're moving through the threshold here. You move through a big, big lesson here. And here it is moving through the threshold again. And this is something that's shown singularly here. This singular lesson about your own discernment is coming in huge. And now you're getting the keys to move forward. Now you're getting the, okay, you're granted. Move forward, move forward. The lesson, the wisdom, the discernment, all there to move forward. Let's go back to this deck. I want 3 more cards, see what else is going on. It feels like, honestly, the way that you did relationships in the past 2 to 5 years, there's been a huge learning, a huge lesson that feels like it's cemented in. Not only have you gone through it, understood it a long time ago, and maybe even further back than that, but you've seen it, reflected, understand your role in it, understood what's going on. It's like you've taken the accountability for where you maybe could have done a little different, and the woulda, coulda, shoulda game doesn't need played. You just see it clearly now. You see, understand, have a better knowledge base. You can discern more now than you could then. Okay, here we see the Queen of Swords coming through again. The truth is what you need to carry, and this is your strength. We saw this here. Saw it here, right? Same. You speaking and holding your ground for the truth and sharing the truth with others. This is huge for you. And then the strength, following the gentle nudge. This is huge. This is saying the truth that you've learned, the wisdom that you've learned, the way that you have honored the truth in the past is what you will teach in the future, what you exemplify in the future. This is you sharing not just the lesson that you learned as a student, but also as a teacher. So I don't know what it is that you are teaching, but it needs to be carried through. And it is a suffer no fools. You're not going to make excuses for BS behaviors, and you don't do it in a way that's quite as harsh as sometimes the Queen of Swords is perceived, but it's just the raw truth. Yeah. There's something that's coming in and it's developing down the track. What we got here, let me show you this. We've got the Five of Swords, competing ideas and energies and conflict and comparison, all of that, you've moved beyond it. This is a spiritual warrior that is moving forward, ready for the momentum to roll forward. Sun card coming immediately after this is showing there's huge momentum going forward in whatever venture that you're doing, whatever you're taking on, whatever challenges you're working towards. You're moving towards them with more momentum than you realize. You have left what is unfulfilling behind. You have had your dark night of the soul, and you reference it or look back on it, but it doesn't trap you. It doesn't keep you trapped. And then there's partnering and planning and really great things on the horizon for you. It is like there is expansion coming your way. It feels like something is expanding and coming soon. Will your business tomorrow, will my business safe tomorrow gaming? I don't know what that is. Sale tomorrow gaming? I don't know if your business will sell tomorrow. We're looking at this in the general, but what it feels like is momentum. You have a casino. So will your business sell tomorrow? I don't know if it will sell tomorrow, This would indicate that this is moving forward, and you're leaving the past behind. It feels like there is momentum beyond what that business is. I don't know if it's tomorrow. It doesn't feel like it's immediately tomorrow, but I don't know. I didn't ask it that specific. This is why I say, if you've got a specific question, ask. Let's get another deck of cards and get a little nosy. Okay, let's just look. But before I go and get those cards, just know that the momentum is trying to push you forward, push you forward, push you forward. Now, let me get a little nosy, because I like to get a little nosy. We're going to go into Rider-Waite-Smith. These ones are beautifully done. It's like the Pamela Coleman Smith art, but it's just sketches of it, and it's done a little bit differently. Let's see what's going on. Will the business sell tomorrow? And this is just based on the energy of the moment. I don't get that it's going to sell tomorrow. What's going on? No. No. It feels like there's a celebration, but it's not here yet. This is coming up. This is like on the battlefield. I'm feeling defeated. But what's coming up is usually this guy has the 3 swords. And this is coming up as the 3 cups. It's coming. There's something else going on. And it feels like there's a 3-week time frame going on. The fruits of labor, not everything is quite fully ripe. Something has fallen to the ground. There's a little bit of disappointment that it's not happening now. But the fruits are ripening on the vine. It's like a preparedness and a getting ready. Leaving the gaming business, going into your path. Yeah, that feels like the right course of action to be doing. Totally, because of this coming through so strongly. And you're leaving something behind. Yes, yes. But it feels like it's not going to be tomorrow. I don't know what it is. So if something needs to be reviewed in the fine print, when you have lots of swords, you can also have legals and paperworks and fine prints and details. Look at those. Really look at what's going on. If you're making a sell of a business, it's a big deal. So look at it closely. And if you need to make more decisions or take more time with the paperwork, then do so. Because this is saying the bully is getting off the battlefield here. The point has been made here, and you're ready to leave something, definitely. And the 3 is coming in strongly here. The 3 also came in strongly here, where the celebration is, toasting, lifting a glass. Sometimes this happens after the completion of a deal. Something has completed with this in a big, big way. And then this one is just on the cusp. It doesn't feel like quite here, but it's close. The time is close. And it's the right direction. You're going the right direction to leave this business behind. It serves your soul to be doing something else. Serves your soul to be teaching and doing something that's important teaching-wise. What that's about, I don't know. But you know the truth of it. You know the truth of what it is that your soul needs. The Queen of Swords came through so strongly. She came through like this. She came through somewhere in here also. Where did she go? Come on, you. I can't find her. There she is. Duh. Yeah, this is what it is. And this is also, she's clad in green in this. This isn't blue. This is green. This is something that's connected, grounded, heart-centered, really, really important to you. She comes in more like Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Swords blend than just Queen of Swords on her own. There's something that's pragmatic about business, pragmatic about money with the Queen of Pentacles. Something about knowing her value, knowing her worth, and making choices based on that. So that's what I'm getting for you. You're saying that makes sense? Good. Good, because I don't know all the ins and outs, and particularly if we just go in a general. But it does feel like that you are getting your ducks in a row, lined up in a way that is going to serve you in the long run. And that you won't be rushed into the bad deal. All right? So that's what I've got. And that feels very complete. Holy smokes. Yeah. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah. Something about the 3-week period. I'm going to get a little bit snoopy just for just a minute because I want to know a little bit more about what's going on in 3 weeks. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to get a little bit snoopy and look in the cards a little more just because I want to. It feels like it needs to be looked at. Give me just a second. This feels like different from what was before. Put this over here, I guess, for now. We're in the Shadowlands. Very weird. Okay, Tammy, what do you need to know about the 3-week? What's in 3 weeks? It's all feeling so very, very personal. And the logic that needs to be employed is difficult. The Queen of Swords has to employ her logic. But it all feels so very, very personal. There is a balance that needs to be there. The discernment that needs to be there in order to move through it. 7 of Pentacles. That's what we were seeing before. The fruits of labor. This is the exact card we saw before. It was between those ones here, off these, right? Same card. The fruit is on the vine. It's not ripe just yet. The Knight of Cups. This is something, don't take the false offer. Sometimes something looks too good to be true and it's not good to execute. This is the Romeo. Don't take the false offer. You need to quest for the grail for yourself. It feels like we want one more. The Knight of Wands. Yeah. Hair on fire doesn't serve. Yeah. Slow it down. Be clear about your choices. Be clear about what you need. And you will have the clarity in the 3 weeks because you'll see the ripeness of what's on the vine there. Anything else? That's when you're going to be making decisions. This is when you're going to be making the decisions. Let your emotion be there, not just straight logic, but not just straight emotion. It needs to be very, very balanced. Yeah. You might have something else that is coming up as an offer or as a concession, perhaps, that comes in that is more agreeable terms to you in what you're doing going forward in that 3 week time. So that's what I got. That feels very complete. Holy smokes. Okay. All right, guys. I think if the list is clear, we might be done for the day. We'll see what's going on. You're welcome, Tammy. You're welcome. So welcome. All right. If the list is clear, we might be done for today. You're grateful. You are so welcome. Yeah, it feels like this is a tricky one to be patient with, and that's okay. That's all right. So the list is clear. Okay. I think what we're going to do is call it for today, but I will be on at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. So that's when you'll see me next. But I've got some catching up to do with my son a little bit later today, so that's going to happen. And so for now, I think I'm going to let you guys go, and we will just see what's happening. I hope you guys have a really, really great day. Take it easy on yourselves. Be gentle with yourselves, and know that you are so loved, and things are working for our best good, whether we know it or not. They really, really are. Okay, that's what I got for you guys. Bye.